Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to SplittinTracks Pheasantry. I am your host Ben, and today in this video we are going to talk about incubation settings. I had a few viewers who have asked me, hey Ben, what are your incubation settings? I'm having trouble with my hatch rates and all that. I'm going to go over that, and I'm going to show you guys what I do and what works for me, and I believe it'll work for you too. This is almost fail-safe, okay? But first things first, it is early in the morning, and I'm going to go out there and collect those eggs, and we'll gather those up, store those away. I'm going to show you how I store those away too. And so yeah, just follow along. So yeah guys, as you can see, it's raining outside. Well, maybe you can't see that, but yeah, it's raining. Everything is getting watered. It's lush and green. I'm not going to complain about the rain this time. I know in the winter I complained about the snow and the rain. Well, it was a little overbearing, but we're just going to go with it. All right guys, so we got our egg carton, our pencil. Let's go on an egg hunt. Good morning, Thelma Louise. How are we doing, sweeties? Where's Kevin? You go get himself in some trouble again? Oh well. Kevin! Stay focused. Okay, so what I'm about to show you guys are the best incubators, hands down. You can't beat these incubators. They are number one. If you have access to these, you got it made. A broody hen, by far the best incubators ever. The chicks fluff out better when they hatch. You have less toe problems. I mean, they just hatch out wonderfully. So if you have access to broody hens and you want to hatch some pheasant chicks, broody hens are the way to go. My 2 cents. So this is what we collected today, guys. We've got a dozen of them. All rough pheasants. No Swinhoes, no Impians today. And we've got the Lady Amherst yellow goldens and red goldens. And the way I do it, or the way I mark them, is, let's grab that one for example. This right here is Lady Amherst 1. Now I did mark it May 10th because that's when I'm going to set them. Even though today is May 6th, I mark them on the day I set them. It helps me to mark them all like this in advance. That way I don't have to fuss with it before work. And yeah, so I just mark them as I collect them. And I store them at a 45-degree angle, just like so. And every morning before work, I would just go and turn them like this. I set eggs every week, so they only sit here for a week. And yeah, I just turn them like that every morning, and it seems to be good enough, you know, to keep that egg from getting stuck to one side. Turning is very important. And you know, some people may store them and turn them 3 times a day. That's great, you know, the more turning the better. So far I showed you guys, I collect those eggs every morning, and I hold them for a week. I set the eggs once a week. But I will add, my Himalayan mono eggs, I set those as they are laid. I have found I got excellent hatch rates with those guys. So if you're struggling to hatch Himalayan monos, you can try that. It has worked for me. A tip from a friend, he told me, who has Himalayan monos, he said he sets those as they lay. So as you collect them, pop them in the incubator, and you're good to go. I tried that last year, and oh my God, I was overrun with monos. Yeah, and yeah, I felt like I hit it out of the ballpark with those monos actually last year. So it works for me. Maybe a coincidental thing, but I'm gonna stick with what works. Okay, you guys with me now? All right, stay focused. 1, humidity. I like to run the incubation throughout at 45% humidity. Now, of course, it'll fluctuate, go a little over, go a little higher, and I do that throughout the incubation. And then 3 days before hatching, I will bump it up to about 60, 65. And you know, about 65 is a good mark. If I can get it up there for the last 3 days of hatching, that seems to work out pretty good. Now 2, temperature. Now I do run these 2 incubators, this cabinet GQF, and I just keep it at the factory settings. Now for the cabinet incubator, it was 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the factory setting for that unit. I just keep it there. Now the factory setting for the nurturite is 99.5, and I just run it there too. No problems, it doesn't really matter. I don't mess with any of those settings. And of course, turning. We gotta turn them. Now turning, guys, turning the eggs, that is a very crucial part of incubation. It really does help to turn them as often as you can. If you have an automatic turner, that's great, that's even better, save you some time, but turning is key. It keeps that embryo exercised and moving all around the egg and turned over without sticking to one side. And this will all benefit you come hatching time. So they won't have any trouble hatching. They hatch better the more often they are turned throughout incubation. Now guys, those are the 3 key things to a good hatch rate. If you can maintain those things, I mean, you shouldn't go wrong. You couldn't go wrong. You know, taking that you got healthy stock that the eggs came from, of course, and that the eggs are fertile. All right, so now that we went over that stuff, guys, I hope that answered any of your questions. If you have any more questions, please comment below. And I think I hear some peeping. We must investigate. In case you guys are wondering how the hatch bags work out, we have some yellow goldens and some sweat hose here. You know what I do like about these bags, guys, is that they kind of cuddle up when they hatch. They cuddle up together, they get fluffed out better, and they're able to exercise those toes by pushing up against something. But yeah, there's the hatch bag results. I really like those hatch bags, guys. I did a video about it last week. I'll put the link below so you guys can check that out. But yeah, those hatch bags, they work really well. I found it really helps the chick actually hatching. They hatch better. They push up against the netting like they would their mother, you know, if she was incubating them, they'll push up against her, strengthening their toes so they have something to grab onto. And they fluff out better because they kind of cuddle together like they would underneath their mother. Yeah, it's a win-win. Of course, I don't use those hatch bags all the time, but when I do need to separate, you know, I'll use them up. All right, guys, on a serious note, one of the biggest incubation facts ever, and that is if you like and subscribe to this channel, you will be blessed by the hatching gods for seasons to come. I just want to share that with you guys. Nobody is going to share that with you but me, so I would do it. And if you share, you will have too many chicks to know what to deal with. See you guys next time.